Hey guys, if you're seeing this and you're an accountant, better yet, an entrepreneurial accountant, whether you own a firm with 50 plus employees, 100 plus employees, a firm with 1,000 plus employees, or you have an accounting software, you're in an organization where they don't particularly get what's going on right now in the marketing landscape, this is one of the best accounting marketing pieces online for free that I've designed for you to separate yourself from the market. Hey guys, this is my gift to the accounting market from me to you, and I really believe that the entire accounting world believes in Santa Claus when it comes to accounting marketing. Now this free video, we're gonna slow it down in a minute. We're gonna give you tons of examples, but really we're gonna explain exactly what you should be doing in 2019. My gift to you. Now, if you are not good at making halftime adjustments and you're the type of player to go in the locker room losing 28-3 at halftime and start complaining instead of change your strategy to win the game, then this video is not for you, okay? If you're so in love with the past, and you know, nostalgia is great, but if you're so in love with the past where you're in love with Facebook and you're in love with LinkedIn, but you don't want to get on Instagram just because it's a young thing to do, then this video is not for you. In fact, you're probably going to get pissed off at how much money I'm saying that I'm telling you, and I'm going to even show you how much money my clients are making by doing exactly what the bigger companies like Xero and PwC, which I consulted in 2016, are not taking advantage of right now. And yeah, that's right. This is not a marketing course. This is not a marketing program where I'm gonna hold your hand, but this is actually very simple. This is just a gift from me to you. This is a gift from Gold Lake, the Marines and Navy SEALs of the accounting marketing. No one knows what we're doing. We're behind the scenes of some of the people that you're watching. Our clients are already on the biggest stages in the accounting conferences, giving the biggest speeches. Our clients are already running the podcasts that the biggest brands are sponsoring and running ads on those podcasts. Our clients are winning clients from Cone Resnick, that Cone Resnick and other firms. Hey guys, so sit back, relax, enjoy this video. If you are a busy individual, right, you just don't have time to market, give this to your marketing team, give this to your intern, do exactly what my clients are doing. Expose the 2019 opportunity with this free video. Enjoy. Hey guys, so I'm out here in downtown San Antonio, and if you've seen a lot of marketing content, period, you might know that, you know, marketers have a lot of charisma, right? Crazy everywhere. They're trying to be the life of the party, right? What I really want to do is I want to spend some quality time with you. I really want to calm things down for you. I want to get you, and it's going to be very easy, actually. It's going to be very easy because you can look at all the templates, you can look at all the tactics on Google, but all I have to do in this 2019 opportunity manifesto that I'm about to go on is I just have to say a little bit here what happened to me this year, serving the accounting marketing space, serving accounting businesses for 9 months with my mentor coaching me, David Meltzer, a legendary marketer in the first month, okay? With him coaching me meeting Gary Vaynerchuk just a couple of weeks ago, who, you know, gave me a few compliments. He said something about accounting marketing too, but I'll save that for the airing of his vlog, all right? And he said something about my charisma too, to where even the introverts can use charisma like mine in their own way, where they don't have to get in front of a camera, right? I met him a couple weeks ago, and then on Monday, I have a meeting with Kelvin Joseph, longtime Steiner Sports CMO COO, who got his CPA at 22, and when I called him up, he said, yeah, Juan, you're right. Accountants are the worst marketers in the world, okay? So all I really have, it's going to be so simple. This video is going to be so simple. All I have to do is tell the truth. All I have to do is tell the truth. And the truth is that I got a text last night, an Instagram DM last night, and maybe I'll show it here on the screen. But basically, one of my clients was calling anybody who doesn't market in the accounting marketing space idiots. Why is he doing that? He's saying that because he just picked up a highly affluent individual who is making $100,000+ each month in their business, and so for him that's an extra $30,000 plus of consulting per year for his business, all because he was marketing at a high volume and spending around only $1,500 with us, Gold Lake Media. All right, and I'm not trying to convince anyone to go and spend $1,500. I'm actually just doing what I said just a couple of minutes ago, is I'm telling the truth. And so that's all I have to do to get the clients that understand, the business people that are business people first and accountants second, to understand the current opportunity, right? I don't have to convince you. And frankly, it's even better for my clients that I become the best kept secret in accounting marketing and grow these accounting businesses over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years, in a world where people like Garrett Wagner, who is on the stages, and a few of his affiliates, buddies, he's been my client for a couple of months here. There's a big reason I don't talk about who my clients are. My clients are going to pull attention away from the AICPA and the accounting publications, and my accountants, whether my accounting business people, whether they're accounting firms or whether it's just a podcast that they're promoting, or whether they're accounting consultants, or whether they're the cryptocurrency tax software like Tax Token. These businesses are going to become the accounting media companies themselves. And in this video, I'm going to break down how we're currently doing that for clients, how you can, more so how you can take advantage of. My clients, each one has their own special sauce, all right? And what we do with this special sauce, it's called an unfair advantage. We take their unfair advantage and we market the hell out of them, using that unfair advantage in their market, not using just new. There are actually a lot of new things that we're testing, coming up with, newsletters based on AI, Instagram voice messages, prospecting like no one is doing in the market. Okay, there's things like that, but all I'm doing is learning from my mentors like David Meltzer, legendary marketer, taking what he's doing, bringing it into the accounting market. Gary Vaynerchuk, who I met just a couple of weeks ago, gave me a huge compliment. We're taking what he does, putting it in the accounting market. Kelvin Joseph, taking what he does, putting it in the accounting market. Okay? So what I want you to do is sit back, relax, think about 2019, think about how your business is set up, and then think about what you really want to happen if you were to be the best marketed accounting business in your state, let alone your industry. Welcome to the Gold Lake Winter 2019 Manifesto. All right, firm owners, managers, leaders within accounting businesses, even accounting software businesses, what I want you to do is I really want you to think about your marketing structure. Not your marketing structure, but what's internal, your marketing infrastructure. What are you building that allows you to market constantly, that allows you to put out a massive volume of content, and then from that volume of content, get 30 pieces instead of one piece, and then put ad dollars behind those 30 pieces across LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Google pre-roll YouTube ads, and use that as the attack all year long with 30 new pieces each month. Now, what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to explain the organic opportunity as it relates to how you can set up a marketing team to win for you. Okay, What I don't want you to do is become all of a sudden some kind of online marketer yourself. Let's just get it right out of it. Let's just establish that right out of the gate, okay? I'm not selling you a marketing course. I'm not selling you a marketing program. I have private clients that, yeah, I'll even tell them to cold call. Like, you only have $200 extra to spend on ads after my retainer. You only have $200 extra per month to spend on marketing, and you're telling me that you have not cold called one single person? Come on. So what I really want to do is I want everyone to think, I want everyone to think and be a business owner first, and an accountant, a CPA, a tax preparer, a cost segregation specialist, an R&D expert, all of it second, okay? Because I'm a business person first, marketer second, and then there was a time when I was an accountant at PricewaterhouseCoopers, okay? So here's how you build that infrastructure, all right? What you need to first understand is what tools are around you, what people are around you, okay? For example, some of my clients, we go heavy on Instagram, but other clients, we go heavy on LinkedIn. Other clients, it's heavy in Facebook groups, right? Other clients, we actually don't have external media, we don't have a lot of outbound media, but it's a lot of B2B relationships. It's a lot of leaving Instagram voicemails, leaving LinkedIn voice messages, to where the prospects are coming back and telling my clients, wow, how did you even do this LinkedIn voice message, right? And immediately, by my client even teaching their prospects how to market, that immediately starts a business relationship, right? So this is actually brand new to everyone. This is not just the accounting market that when people like Kelvin Joseph, longtime Steiner Sports CMO and COO, when he gets on my line and tells me, yeah, Juan, you're right, the accountants are the worst marketers in the world. It's not so much that they're the worst marketers in the world, it's just that they've never really had to market, okay? And that goes for a lot of businesses that are going out of business. They've never had to actually spend the marketing dollars in such a way where their competition is flying away with business, just like my clients are flying away with influencers that bring in $100K a month, okay? Everybody talks about serving high net worth individuals. Everyone talks about serving affluent clients, right? Well, if you're not on Instagram, guess what? If you're not marketing on Instagram, then I don't believe you, because affluent individuals that are filthy rich, they would rather be on Instagram than be on LinkedIn, because on LinkedIn they're constantly getting spammed with connection requests and email-like spammy messages, right? And not to take away from the other accounting marketers' strategies, like, yeah, sure, that's a strategy, LinkedIn spam everyone, but what I am is not so much of a transactional salesman. I build businesses via real marketing. What is real marketing? Well, that's separating the distinction between branding and sales. That means if it's not a good idea for you to spend $2,000 to $10,000 on an insanely great production with Remy and the Gold Lake team, then I'm not going to tell you to do that. I'm going to tell you to make a cell phone video and then spend $2,000 promoting that cell phone video directly to your audience in an Instagram swipe up ad or a LinkedIn video ad, okay? Now, you don't want to bring the cell phone video on LinkedIn because you think it's not professional, except when we see it, when you see someone else do it, which you will, you'll be very upset, you'll be very envious and say, man, I should have done it, especially if you watch this video, okay? I'm not a big fan of woulda, coulda, shoulda, and that's the very reason I quit my prestigious fancy job at PricewaterhouseCoopers and I started helping accountants grow their businesses. Now I've replaced that income in less than a year, okay? From where I come from, the west side of San Antonio, I didn't grow up knowing anyone that even made six figures, let alone $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year is a dream. I make $60,000 a year out of college, and I'm my family's champion. Like in my internship, per hour in an internship, that's the most any of us have had made per hour, right? So I could have stopped there, but what I realized was, well, there's a massive shift. Toys R Us is going out of business. PricewaterhouseCoopers is asking the interns how they can get better at branding so that they bring in the best talent so that then they grow. They're also asking, well, how do we biz dev within the city? Do we go to conferences? I mean, I met an entrepreneur at a conference, right? Guys, we have much better strategies available to us now, where in a LinkedIn environment, we can actually search our target demographic, connect with them with a really genuine message and say, hey, I'm trying to connect with all the startup founders in Silicon Valley. I'm trying to connect with all the crypto founders. I'm trying to connect with all the construction contractors in Houston, Texas, okay? I'm trying to connect with all the lawyers in Idaho, all of them, okay? Versus leaving them the message of, and automating it out too, which the other marketers will tell you to do. Hi, blank, it's the name, right? The software puts it, I see you're at, right? It automates the company that they're at, which it could even be unemployed. I see you're at unemployed, right? How silly is that? I looked at your profile, I looked into your firm, and like it's disingenuous, it's fake. It's not only wrong, it's not only ethically wrong, it's also the way to ruin your brand. And it's the wrong thing to do to be one of my clients who is going in completely authentic in a world where there's a lot of big names on a podcast that I know. Now, I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to expose anybody, because the truth is they'll expose themselves over the next 5 years and 10 years as we start seeing how authentic people are. Some big names are going on podcasts where that same podcast, it's an accounting podcast, but they get the avatar of a very beautiful girl, and they get all these beautiful women, make fake profiles for them. The accounting software companies do this too. They make fake profiles for them and then promote their own podcast or promote their own software as if these beautiful women are actually recruiters or actual human beings, when it's really just some old guy behind these profiles, right? And they act like they're actual human beings. Guys, this is what's going on LinkedIn. Now, if you can break through the grain and do the right thing, and not, that's even going into not using stock imagery in an environment where PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, EY, they want to set up a photo shoot right in the office, pearly whites, when really they need to have vlogs across the country of saying, hey, here's how we're attacking Silicon Valley, here's how we're attacking renewable energy and oil and gas, here's what we're doing in the rural areas of the country, okay? Look, I mean, one of my clients is directly taking the business of Cone Resnick away, okay? Some of my clients are going into very, very lucrative spaces like research and development tax credits, okay? In a world where, you know, people talk about building businesses and people talk about being ethical, but they're not actually taking the actions to get there. Now, what do you do exactly? How can you take advantage of this? Well, if you are a firm, let's just say if you're a firm in Ohio, okay? I've had a client in Ohio who actually, off the back of my marketing, switched his entire business model. But if you're a firm in Ohio and you really want to hone in on the construction industry there, then what you need to do on LinkedIn is you need to invite everyone to your network that owns a construction company, as well as the individuals that work with those construction companies, like the lawyers, okay, people that also consult contractors, people that sell construction equipment. Invite all these people into your network and just leave them a message and say, hey, I'm inviting everyone in the construction industry in Ohio to my LinkedIn network, where I give out free and valuable information, because not because I want to sell you something, right? Because I want you to understand that we think we have a really good tax planning program. We think we have a really good tax planning strategy. We think we consult these clients better than anybody else. But don't take it from me. Look at my free content, right? That's what some of my clients are doing, and they'll be very successful. I mean, the same goes for Instagram, and we'll get into that. We'll get into Facebook, but right now is LinkedIn. What I want you to understand is that it's where a lot of people on the other side of this camera, you're in the B2B space. And what you need to understand about the B2B space is that it only takes one account, okay? It only takes one account to change everything for your business, everything for your life, everything for the outlook of 2019 and 2020. It only takes 1, 2, or 3 accounts to bring in over $100,000 of reoccurring revenue if you do it right, okay? And some people will start saying, oh, well, it's not about money. Well, great. I'm talking to people that want to make the money so that they can reinvest into building their business to make a stronger foundation to survive the winter. It's winter right now, guys. Yesterday was the first day of winter. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. It's hot here. It's hot outside, but it's the first day of winter. And what you need to understand is that, sure, the market is hot right now. And yeah, the stocks, they keep going down, right? The market keeps going down. What you need to understand, Vaynerchuk says it, okay? And there's another guy that talks with Vaynerchuk. They're B2B guys. What they learned from Tony Robbins is that you have to be prepared for the winter, okay? And so that's exactly what that's exactly why I don't have to put out testimonials, because I have tons of texts from my clients saying that they're so excited to just chomp at the bit, take advantage of what everyone else is not taking advantage of. And if I put a story out there saying that I serve this client, I serve that client, all that's going to do is that's going to increase their competition, right? Which, hey, I'm building accounting businesses here. Now, I'm giving you this information for free. I'm not even asking you to click below and subscribe. I literally say that in none of my videos. In fact, I'm starting to become the best kept secret in accounting marketing, as I'm white labeling my services out to some of the top dogs in the industry who are serving the big four from a marketing perspective, office by office, the top 10 firms, the top 100 firms. In a world where people go and look at Gold Lake content, they think I'm only talking about solopreneurs and people with 10 plus employees. No, this goes for everyone. There's a reason I keep, talking about Xero and saying how much money they are wasting on LinkedIn ads with productions of a 2008 commercial, when really it should be a 2019, 2020 commercial of the future, where they actually have massive intent to get you signed up for their software. And that's what you want to see on LinkedIn, not someone drinking lemonade because the accounting software is so good, right? And I think that comes a lot of this behavior in the market comes from seeing someone else put something out on LinkedIn and you're saying, I got a market like that. Then you see the next guy with the email newsletter and you're saying, I need a newsletter like that. Well, my clients are, and you're doing all that while my clients are looking at the mirror. They're looking at themselves and putting their genuine selves out on LinkedIn, out on Instagram, out on the web. Now, what I would do right now, I don't care if you have a pen and paper. I don't care if you're listening to this while you're driving. I don't care if you're the intern of an accounting business that wants to really impact the accounting business. And this, I promise you, if you tell your boss, if you tell your supervisor, a lot of what's in this video, they'll all of a sudden say, wow. They'll either say one of two things. They'll say, wow, we should do some of this marketing stuff. Or they'll say, no, we don't need that. We can do that next year. But next year is going to be much more expensive than it is right now, where CPMs are $2 on Instagram swipe up stories, $5 on Facebook ads, $10 and $11 on LinkedIn ads, which are all going to go up to $20 on Instagram stories, $50 on Facebook ads, and $100 CPMs on LinkedIn ads. Like, that's where we're going, without a doubt. This is early radio. This is early television commercials. You can pour marketing dollars into LinkedIn and suck out the entire... You can be in front of every single target demographic that you want in your state that then disproportionately outmarkets your competition. You can also do that based on Google searches, okay? They search, you're telling me you want to spend money on Google AdWords. I'm telling you to make an awesome attention-grabbing commercial for YouTube, which people actually are starting to watch much more than TV, okay? Adults get their news not from newspapers anymore, not from the 10 o'clock news. They get a lot of their news from looking at their phone. Okay, looking at their phone. Someone told me the other day that, well, we're not gonna be successful targeting affluent individuals on social media because these individuals that make all the money, Juan, do you really think they spend so much time consuming all this social media garbage, right? These people don't have time for that. They're making a lot of money. They don't have the time to consume all this garbage, right? I'm not worried about that. I'm telling you that they're getting their news online. I'm telling you that they make their Instagram so they can do business with different other luxurious individuals. And in between that business, what they need to see is your commercial, okay? Your commercial. And by the way, if your commercial looks like a commercial, it's wrong, all right? It needs to look very natural. It needs to be attention grabbing, and it needs to go over your value. Tell them that you got something special for them if you do, okay? But back to the affluent, high net worth individuals. I don't care if they're spending time consuming the garbage world star content, right? I care that in the future, PwC is going to get it right, and Xero, the accounting sleeping giant who has enough marketing dollars to take over right now, I have no clue why they haven't posted in about a month, 2 months. I have no clue why, if you go on their last post on this date in the middle of December, that there's a few negative comments with no customer service on their Instagram post at a time when they really have enough marketing dollars to wash out the small business Xero market, where they can actually be in front of every single small business owner that they want. But they're choosing not to. And some of my clients, they say things like, Juan, am I really that smart that I get it and others don't? No, you're not that smart. It's not that others don't get it. It's just that the people like the employees at Xero, they have to play in an environment where the top brass at Xero say, all right, this is what we're doing. And then the CPMs work out to where they create reports that reinforces the current behavior, not playing devil's advocate with themselves where they're saying, well, what can we do better, right? If they did that, then they would hit Instagram very hard. But as you know, in a PwC, most prestigious firm in the world, and they're winning that award too, they're not going to look in the mirrors and they're not going to look in the mirror and say, hey, we've really got to get better on our mile run time in a world where we keep winning the 100-yard dash race, right? It's the difference between marathon runners and sprinters. Xero and PwC, I love those organizations. And it's not just them, it's everyone. I'm just using them as something called industry anchors, industry examples, and they can still win. But it's the difference of playing like a marathon runner versus playing like a sprinter, and they're not so focused on their marathon time in a world where they keep winning the 100-meter yard dash. Do you understand that? And you're looking at that and you're saying, well, if Xero isn't marketing so heavily on Instagram, there must not be a lot of affluent individuals on Instagram, except there are. Multi-millionaires are on Instagram. My mentor, I met him on Instagram. I got him to be on my podcast by shooting a multi-millionaire, David Meltzer, legendary sports marketer, a little DM and saying, hey, be on my podcast. I got him on my podcast, and that's how he became my mentor. For me giving him a value, okay? So, look, it goes from top to bottom, from PwC to small practitioner XYZ, all right? No one is truly taking advantage. No one is truly reinvesting the proper marketing dollars or the proper time to take advantage of the 2019 opportunity to set themselves up to win the marathon race, right? And what I'm really afraid of when you look at a lot of these tactics like spamming LinkedIn messages, making newsletters, a lot of what's in the marketing courses and what's in the marketing programs, what I really fear is that really good people out there are listening to checkers strategies when they're in the midst of what we're really playing, the chess game, okay? So they're trying to bring checkers strategies to a chess game. They're trying to bring sales strategies to a branding, long-term, sustainable game. A game where, all right, you're telling me that the 60-plus-year-old CEO, CFO that runs a top Fortune 500, top 100 organization, you're telling me that he spends absolutely no time on Instagram and no time on LinkedIn? That's fine. That's completely fine. I understand that 100%. But I'm going to be marketing to him still via his gatekeepers, via the people around him, via even his wife, which is crazy. What is his wife looking at? Luxurious things? Then I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to make an ad. I'm going to make an ad one of these days, and I'm going to say, hey, is your husband CEO of an accounting business, right? And it's going to be targeted at women. Right? More men own these businesses. And I know I've had a lot of hustler women on my podcast too, but most of these guys out here, they're spending money in all the wrong places. It's like, I remember, you know that saying, looking for love in all the wrong places, right? I remember back in 2008 when I was a freshman, sophomore in high school, we made fun of my assistant football coach because he found his wife online, okay? He said, hey guys, I'm getting married. I found my wife online, right? And we all said, coach. We laughed at him. We made fun of him because he didn't just go out and meet a woman in 2008. But you fast forward to 2018 and 2019, and everyone is meeting their significant other online, whether it's actually meeting someone at the bar or out and about, but then getting their number and getting their Instagram and staying digitally connected with them till things get serious, all right? Or whether it's signing up for eHarmony or Tinder, right? And that's very common now, where a football coach would say that to his team and then his boys not make fun of him because his boys are also, basically dating online. Guys, this is extremely new, so you can take advantage. Now, let's get back. I said this was going to be easy because I don't have to go over a lot of tactical stuff with you because it's right there on Google. How do I run a LinkedIn ad? Well, your accounting business needs to know, but who runs it for you? Who makes the creative, all right? Who puts the team together that puts an incredible volume of content out throughout 2019 that just washes away the competition in Ohio or Texas or California or New York or Florida. All right, you can do a lot of LinkedIn spam messages, but you are not going to beat some of my clients. You're not going to beat them. 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 Maybe on the transactional, maybe on the short term, maybe on the 100-yard dash. But my clients, as soon as they sign with me, and other people that realize it, they can choose other firms, right? But as soon as they sign with us, people that understand this, they start talking about the next 5 years, not the next 5 weeks, like a marketing program and marketing course. And it's fine. My podcast, my CPA Primetime podcast, my free value that I'm giving out, it does help solo practitioners, take advantage of things. But really, what we're creating at Gold Lake is the accounting, marketing Marines and Navy SEALs that can go in, advise a KPMG office in a city where there's a lot of business. Go in there and advise them and do little workshops and teach their team how to tactically biz dev within the business goals that they're trying to accomplish. And this comes in a world where I'm not guessing here. I've been in those rooms where these partners are scratching their heads on how they can biz dev within the community and get in touch with these affluent entrepreneurs, right? And they're coming up with really silly ideas, which is the truth of, hey, well, we need to buy tickets to this and that conference, versus marketing to everyone within the 5-mile radius of the conference on the day of the conference and saying, hey, you might have been to QB Connect. Hey, you might have been to XeroCon or whatever these conferences are, right? And you'll see me do the same thing. I don't have to show up at these conferences to market I don't have to get a booth at a conference to market at the people in the conference. People are overspending for marketing in this environment. So that's what I want you to realize. I'll give you a couple tips here on LinkedIn, okay? What you need to do, the most important thing is putting out valuable insight, okay? Not information, not just the article where you share the article on LinkedIn. It could be your own article. You could be an introvert. You don't have to get in front of the camera like me, put out video content on LinkedIn. Video is great and everything, but what you can do is, if you're a very tactical, very technical introvert, you write the awesome article. One of my clients, he talks a lot of shit basically behind the scenes, but then he puts out the article where his technical chops, okay, you gotta have the chops, his technical chops, his technical know-how, it kind of shuts everyone up when he writes the actual article, right? Whereas if he got on video, everyone would kind of think he's BSing, right? So he gets on the article, he writes out his article, awesome article. The people love it. The people start to realize that, hey, this is a real CPA and he can help my business here. So he takes that same article, which was his best piece, because he's not going to get in front of the camera and start articulating value so fast and hitting so hard like I am right now. Instead, he's going to write it and he's going to hit the article hard. And then from that article, he's going to make a video reading his own article, putting additional commentary on his article, or he's going to privately record himself reading the article. Then we're going to make an image where maybe it's a solid color, maybe it's a picture of him, and then it's a piece from the article going on audio, which is in both audio and video, right? So that's from text, that's from writing an article, turning that into audio, turning that into the visual that you can see on LinkedIn over an ad or over organic. Everyone freaks out about organic reach, and that frankly, guys, if you look at the manifesto from summer, I said that if you put out two sentences of business thoughts, okay, of business insights, just two sentences, like, you look at my activity, different things I say about marketing, right? Do that, but the accounting version of that, then put 3 to 5 hashtags. It used to be where you would get over 1,000 views easily on LinkedIn. They were very generous in 2018. Guess what they did? And this happened on Facebook. It's happening hardcore on Instagram right now. But it was the biggest opportunity of 2018, and if you didn't use it, you missed it. Guess what they did to that organic reach? That's right, it's going down. It's going down, 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 because what they want to do is they want to get everyone using their product so that they can then sell their ad product, right? That's what they did on Facebook. That's what's going to happen, and it's happening hardcore on Instagram. And there's a way that my clients are combating that I'll go over very, very easy. But it's happening right now on LinkedIn. The statements that I said in the summer, they're actually not so relevant anymore because you don't get as much organic reach, right? But you can do different things to get organic reach, like tag your favorite buddy. People complain about LinkedIn groups, that the benefits of LinkedIn groups are not there anymore. Stop depending on silly things like that. Put out the best content. Get your best buddy. Ask him to share it. Get out the content that makes an insanely huge influencer then come down from his throne, right? Insanely huge influencer, come down from his high horse, comment on your post, and because he commented on your post, that post goes to like 5,000 views off of your little, maybe you're connected with as little as 500 people on LinkedIn, 1,000 people on LinkedIn, but because it's big influencer with 30,000 connections, he's a multi-millionaire growing a big business because he came down, noticed your content, commented on your content, now you have the views of his network. People that like your posts, their network sees. And look, you actually, B2B is so good that you don't even have to do it for views. You don't even have to do it for likes, okay? If you are trying to spend $200 on ads in your city, but you have not picked up the phone and at least cold called your prospects, then I'm basically questioning how much of an entrepreneur you actually are. You don't have to be a great salesman. All you have to do is pick up the phone and then set the meeting for the real meeting, which is you pick up the phone and tell them the truth. I think we have something great for you. I saw your business on Instagram. I saw your business on LinkedIn. Now, what I really want to do is I want to figure out what you want. It looks like you're trying to grow your business. It looks like you're trying to be more profitable. And that's exactly what we do for clients. Would love to have that discussion. Then they're going to say yes or no. If they say no, then you're going to want to find out the reason for them saying no, right? But you can go directly on LinkedIn, find the businesses in your market to where it looks like you got to assess their profiles, right? Say something contextual when you call them. Say, hey, you're posting a lot. It looks like you're trying to be more profitable. And that's exactly what we do here at XYZ Firm. And we think, that would be basically, it would not make a lot of sense to not call you because we help out so many clients just like you, right? Guys, if it's the truth, it is not bragging. It's simply the truth. So that's what you need to go out on LinkedIn and say is, hey, we've done this for that client. Extremely proud, right? Let me explain something to you about showing off on LinkedIn and putting out content, because accountants love to hide under the guise of I'm humble, right? I don't want to be a show off. I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert, right? I'm an accountant. That's where I want to hide, all right? I'm humble, Juan. I'm not going to do what you're doing. In fact, Juan, you're not humble, all right? You need to humble yourself, Juan. Now, I haven't even gone over a lot of the truth of the effects of that my business is having on other accounting businesses, because I know there's a lot of cynics out there. So I don't want to go over the real results. But there's a difference between being humble, and there's a difference between not being humble and showing off. There's a difference between being humble and then not stating how good you actually are, all right? And here's what humble is. Like, humble is building your business, calling up the top prospects in your industry, telling them that you have every intent to do business with them. You know you can bring them value in some fashion. You just would love to have that conversation. That's a very humble phone call. That's not bragging. And what's humble about that is these same business people that do things like that especially in the accounting industry. I love this industry. Ethical people, humble people, actually. They go home to their families, and at the dinner table, they don't talk about all their success, right? They just look around and say, hey, it's good to be with family. I love family. We're all human beings here. Sure, I'm building my business, doing a really good job, but I'm not going to come to the dinner table and say, hey, I'm better than you because I'm building a business, right? We've all seen business people like that, where they encounter any challenge in life or someone challenges them on anything, and it doesn't even have to be contextual to that, where they start pulling out, oh yeah, well, that's why I make more money than you, or oh yeah. I mean, it's silly, guys. That's the difference between being humble and actually stating the facts. So what I want you to do today on LinkedIn is write the article or make the video or make at the very least the post saying how well you did in 2018, what you expect to happen, the pro forma, verbalize the pro forma of what you expect to do in 2019, okay? And then keep doing that every single day. That's real marketing, all right? Marketing the truth. I'm not a big fan of marketing what you're gonna do without actually doing it either, right? But I will say this to market Gold Lake Media. A big focus of ours is creating the dream team of accounting marketing, the accounting marketing Marines and the Navy SEALs that go directly in, solve customized problems around the biggest brands like PwC, KPMG, BKD, the biggest software companies like Xero. We bring added value to the market there. So that's what I'm really trying to build. And I'm also white labeling out to bigger firms that maybe PwC is rubbing elbows with, maybe BKD is rubbing elbows with, maybe 50 plus employees with 500 plus, 100 plus, 1,000 plus employee firms are getting consulted from other accounting companies that look to me starting out and saying, whoa, Juan, what you're saying is true. Let's use your marketing, but they're hiring me to do it. Let's not say it's you. Can you white label out? I'm like, sure, of course, because time will tell that in the history of it all, in my first year in business, where multiple accounting businesses passed on Gold Lake for an amazing price, time will tell that they were disproportionately wrong when it came to growing their business. Right now, in the 2018 to 2021 period of taking advantage of the now opportunity. I don't want you to be like them. And frankly, these same firms, I don't even care if they admit it. I don't care if they admit it because they're the type to not admit it, right? Am I wrong? CPAs have a lot of pride. And frankly, business people, let alone CPAs, they won't admit a lot of their mistakes, but they'll be very quick to fix them, right? And so that's what I want to see a lot of in the accounting market. I want to see everyone getting it right, everyone taking advantage of what I see here on LinkedIn, which is, hey, if you connect with the people in your industry, it's so easy just to either leave them I've got one tactical piece for you. Right here. Here's by far one of the best things you can do, and follow this process to the T, and I promise your business will change. But you have to actually do it. You can't just watch this video and say, oh, that's a good idea. I think Juan is right. No, I want you to test it. So here's what you do. Do exactly that. Search for everyone in your industry that you're targeting, in your town, in your city. It can be across the country, virtual offices. We consult those too, and we build them. But what I want you to do is target these individuals and invite them to your network, telling them that, hey, and actually don't do what the other accounting marketers will tell you to do, which is, hey, I see you're at, right, Automate the Software, where it says that you're looking at their profile when you actually never even took a look at their profile. It's very disingenuous. No. Target the people within your industry, say that, hey, I'm trying to connect everyone within our industry and basically show them how good we are. Now there's our free content, but we can also talk about how we can add value to you, right? Do that across everyone what they'll do is they'll accept your invitation to your network. They'll maybe read that first message from you, and they won't say anything. They'll just read it, all right? Most accountants just leave that as, they didn't want to go off the first message, right? But here's what you need to do. Because they accepted into your network, they're already warm, okay? They're not cold prospects. They accepted the invitation to your network. So now what you do is you download LinkedIn on your phone, you update your LinkedIn app, you go in the messages to them, you look for the little microphone, and you leave them a quick personal voice message. And you say, hey Juan, I just wanted to leave you a quick voice message here at the beginning of 2019, setting up a lot of meetings for January. And I think we have something really good in the construction space, some good tax tips here that you can actually take advantage of here in January, February. Now let's not have the meeting too late here, which is why I'm reaching out, but I would love to have that conversation with you. You leave them that voice message, and you can even go deeper. There's my clients get a very special tactical piece from me, but that's the piece that I'm going to give you. And then after that voice message, you leave a little text. You leave a little a real like text message, right? And you say, hey, did that make sense? As to get them to listen to the voice message, or you say, hey, did you get a chance to hear that? Because sometimes they won't be able to, if they're on a PC, they won't be able to hear the voice message, right? But you want to say, hey, did you hear that? Because I do actually have a couple of questions for you about that. What are you setting up? You're setting up your first interaction genuinely, authentically, using the current B2B tool that I can't believe exists, which is LinkedIn messages, not spam messages like the other marketers. They can do that. And it's actually really good if your competition does that and then you come across authentic, because then they'll say, oh, so-and-so came at me like this. Like, it happens to my clients. It happens to me, okay? I never have to say any other accounting marketers' names because my prospects come to my phone saying them for me. I want to shed a tear. They email me. Okay, pay attention here, because this is going to go for you. This is not just me putting myself on. This is actually going to happen to you. Businesses are going to come to you, and they're going to say, yeah, that other guy didn't know what he was doing with the books. I can't believe we got him, right? You're going to shed a tear when this starts happening, okay? It's the greatest B2B business shift, business tool, business opportunity to take advantage of, whether you are PwC and Xero or XYZ firm or even an accounting student in college. If you're an accounting student in college, these individuals should still share their insights on LinkedIn, right? At this point, the recruiters, if they see an accounting student with a podcast of what he's going through in his accounting classes, he's going to smoke the 4.0 student that looks good on paper. Maybe even they do have their LinkedIn profile spruced up, but there's not a whole lot of their insights out there on the web, right? Another quick B2B tool I'll give you is Yelp. I mean, if your business doesn't have a Yelp, that's going more into the smaller offices, but if your business doesn't have a Yelp and you have enough reviews on your firm to create that Yelp, then you're leaving a lot of money, you're leaving dollars, you're leaving potential clients, you're leaving a vacation for your wife and kids on the table, guys, okay? I'll be very frank and honest with you. If you follow that strategy to the T that I just mentioned, you actually might not even need ads, all right? I want Xero to run the best ads. I want PricewaterhouseCoopers to run the best ads. I want the people that can afford it to take advantage of this opportunity and run the best ads right now where it's cheap, right now where we can eat, right now where it's all you can eat, okay? Versus woulda, coulda, shouldas, okay? So yeah, LinkedIn ads are a bit more expensive on CPMs than other ads, but it's actually cheap compared to what it will be in 5 years, all right? I mean, LinkedIn, the B2B tool, a freaking gift from God. What else can I say? If you're not on there every day, posting multiple times a day, setting the infrastructure up to where you have your team scheduling out content for the week, scheduling out posts, your salespeople, your software accounting salespeople, leaving those messages instead of cold calling people, okay? Instead of, oh, it's so painful. So I can't believe when I still see automated messages that have the name and that it says, I looked at your profile, maybe you'll be interested in this and this and this, and it's a long sales message, right? Sure, that worked in like 2002, 2008, even 3 years ago. It works today. You'll get some transactional sales out of that, but you will not beat one of my clients. You will not beat one of my clients, especially when you send them that fake message and then my clients come in, swoop in, completely authentic. Have you ever seen a very unattractive guy with a famous supermodel? Guess what he did? He swooped in, okay? So that's what I want you to do from the B2B standpoint, is take advantage of that. That's completely a free game that I just dropped. Now, Instagram. That was LinkedIn that I just dropped for you. The biggest opportunity. LinkedIn, whether you're targeting now what you really have to think about here is who are you targeting and where are they at? Practically everyone is on Facebook. Instead of targeting Ben, the CEO, right? Instead of targeting Billy, the CEO that doesn't really get on Facebook, I'm going to be targeting his friends and his wife and his decision makers, his gatekeepers around him. Not enough people are playing the chess match of, hey, I don't care if the actual CEO gets on social media, but his workers are on Instagram all day. And so when they see my ad, they're going to tell him about my company. When they see your ad on Instagram, you don't even have to have an Instagram to run Instagram ads. When they see your ad on Instagram, the decision makers of the affluent individuals that you're trying to get, they're gonna say, hey, I think this accountant can actually help our business. He says he makes construction businesses more profitable. He says he says companies that use software engineers to develop new algorithms, they can take advantage of the tax credit. Didn't we have a new algorithm? Right? They're spending all day on this stuff, right? And humans will only spend more and more and more time on these mediums. So, what can I give you for Instagram? Here's your best opportunity. Post 3 to 4 times a day. How do you do that, though? You've got to make the number one piece of content, which I have other podcasts going over how to make a podcast, right? And you can Google search how to make a podcast, but really you need to have one piece of pillar content that you can chop down into 3 to 4 posts, and from this exact video, this is going to result like 100+ pieces of content for the year, right? There's going to be different cuts from this talk. There's going to be different quotes from this talk. There's going to be articles made on LinkedIn articles, a very professional article about originating from this exact video. Okay, so that's my piece of pillar content. Okay, you need one big tower, one big tower of content. All right, and then you record that. Maybe it's a converse. You have 30-minute phone calls with people. You have 15-minute phone calls with people. What you need to do is, you don't have to record the client side, but you can be in your office having the phone call with the client, right, advising them. You get a camera. It can be a web camera too. You get on Zoom, free software for free. Okay, you're advising the client, and because maybe you can't just come out here and put on a presentation like I can, just saying what you know off the dome, right? And you don't want to make a PowerPoint about it. But the reality is, when you're talking and advising clients and hearing their situations, and if you record that, what you're really doing, and if you put that out there, what you're really doing is you're showing the market how you work with clients. It's crazy. So you can be selling on a Saturday night when you're asleep. Guys, you can be selling on the weekend, okay? It's not more time creating content, it's spending less time, okay? I'm recording myself throughout the day. I'm gonna have a daily series coming out where it's gonna be what I actually do with clients, right? And so what you can do is you can record yourself during the day. You say something absolutely amazing to that client, that it's a piece of advice you're actually giving to a real client that you can put out for free, okay? That you can then put out for free on a LinkedIn video or Anchor Audio. Make a free podcast on Anchor, distribute use their distribution model to have that same podcast on Spotify and iTunes and all the big names that you know, right? This is all free software. It's a matter of setting that infrastructure up to do that. How do I make so much content without spending all the time to make content? That's the biggest Instagram tip, guys, is more content. More posts 4 times a day. 4 times a day. Zero. But what I get is zero. I think Xero, the company, the software company Xero that's competing with QuickBooks, I think Xero has posted 0 times in December, and I think today is like December 22nd or something, December 21st, and they've posted 0 times. In fact, I think I checked a couple of days ago, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually, I'm going to be genuine here. I'm going to pull up their Instagram right now, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I mean, if they posted this month, oh look, they actually have a story. They actually have a new post 23 hours ago. Wow, look at that. For the record, I'm glad I pulled out the phone. They posted 23 hours ago on December 22nd. The last time they posted, November 25th. Guys, they left an incredible amount of money on the table by not posting 4 times a day. And the reason that they couldn't post 4 times a day is because they didn't put the infrastructure in place to have a vast amount of content to put out, right? And then when you're posting 3 to 4 times a day, what you do is with one of those pieces, you make an ad out of it, and then you put ad dollars behind it so that everyone that you're targeting, whether it's someone in your industry or it's partners or it's a very specific company that you're targeting with that, and this person can be making over $100,000 a year, okay? You target these individuals on Instagram using $20, $50, $100, $500 of ad spend, and that goes a long way. So I want Xero and big companies, and this goes down. If you're smaller, just think about the microcosm of this very statement I'm about to make. I want them to spend $10 million getting the results that they're getting, currently spending $100 million. That is the power of what's going on Instagram ads and LinkedIn ads, and the same goes for Facebook. Now, I'm not getting too tactical for you. I promised you that it would be very easy, because all I need you to understand is how this all works so that you can go out and you can find your team to do it for you. We do it for clients. I'm not saying that you should spend all your time being the actual person doing it, right? But if you have money to create a team, you should be creating that team. If you don't have money, then you can spend all day voice messaging people, leaving them. I'll give you a real quick tip for Instagram that almost no one knows, almost no one. And I have not heard I've heard zero marketers talk about it. But Instagram recently, and I let my clients know about it on the very day Instagram updated it. I thought Instagram was going to take away B2B sales tools from us, organic sales tools. They added to it, guys. Now on Instagram, what you can do, I used to tell my clients to leave a video message to their prospects, right? Some clients are very nervous. They've never done that before, right? So they didn't do it. They didn't actually do it. Zero of my clients have, and zero of my clients will ever listen to absolutely everything I'm telling them to do, okay? But a lot of my clients didn't do the hit up their prospects via video saying, hey, I can serve you, right? Hey, I think it'd be a really good idea to have a conversation. Hey, we see that you're growing. We see that you're trying to be more profitable by your posts, and that's exactly what we help businesses do from the financial side, right? Now, instead of leaving a video post on Instagram in their direct DMs directly to the business that you're targeting, instead of a video post, you can now do a voice message post and record your voice to where they can say, maybe they've never got a voice message before, and they say, what does this say? And then they hear it, and it's actually your voice with your tonality. And let me give you a quick tip. Tonality is key on something like that, okay? It's not, hey, I see your business here. No, it's very quick. Hey, I see your business here. What we really want to do is we want to connect with every single construction business in San Antonio, Texas, once they hear something like that, they're like, oh snap, they're gonna end up serving my competition, making my competition more profitable, right? So what I really want to do is I want every accounting business, from the software companies to solo practitioner XYZ, to watch this video and start making more money because of it. I mean, this is so easy that all I have to do is keep my clients a secret, and then at the end of it all, in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years, look back and say, hey, we were the ones behind the scenes the whole time. When you look at the people that are speaking on stages at the accounting and finance show, yeah, we were behind the scenes. When you look at the big YouTube accounting influencers, yeah, we were behind the scenes, Gold Lake, right? So as much as I'm coming with confidence, as much as I'm coming with bravado, there's a lot of stuff that we're keeping under wraps. And I'm very, very proud of what we've been able to do. I'm very, very proud of the way we've been able to serve clients. And frankly, a lot of that is proven through results versus just saying it. Very, very proud. And I'm sure it's the same for you. It will be the same for you. If someone chooses your firm over the next firm, then guess what? You're going to be able to make them more profitable. The thing now is you need to actually command that in the market and say, hey, we're taking over everyone in Houston, Texas. We're taking over everyone in LA, Los Angeles, all right? All the construction businesses. Now, this is for other businesses too. It's from construction to renewable energy to tech to lawyers, okay? To real estate agents. Just say what you're actually doing, right? And say it to your prospects. What I think too many accountants do is they look at Instagram, and because they see the accountant with 10,000 followers on Instagram, now they want 10,000 followers, all right? That's like seeing an accountant with the best suit and saying, hey, I need the best suit. That's not what actually drives business. It's not about the followers. It's, are you hitting up B2B prospects to drive business? Are you leaving those Instagram voice messages like I just left for you, this very tactical tip? Are you using Instagram swipe up story ads to where, hey, in the first 3 seconds, you're grabbing attention on the ad, telling them that we've got something really special for construction businesses. All you need to do is swipe up to book your call with me right now, and we can start talking about how to help your business in 2019, all right? No one is just selfie submitting applications for a free consultation anymore, right? Guys, the free consultation the free consultation disguise, it's over. It's over. It's over, it's over, it's over. You need to come with intent and let them know that you can make their business more profitable, whether that's a LinkedIn ad, whether that's an Instagram ad, whether that's a Facebook ad, or and that's from the advisory side, the consulting side, the bookkeeping side, the tax preparation side of the accounting market. I didn't even get into all the other accountants that are calling my phone saying, hey, can you help us sell our marketing course? Hey, we want to teach everyone Xero. We think, helping businesses implement Xero is fine. Helping them and this is how they come. Like they're so excited when they have that coming to Jesus moment, and they say, hey, we really think if you can get behind us that we can take this all over. And frankly, they're right. Like the playing field is wide open, okay? But what you need to realize is that there needs to be a team around that, right? The days of I don't want you to be stuck in a solopreneur situation where you're having to try to figure out everything yourself, post all day by yourself, right? One of our clients is right now paying us around $1,500 to post for him 3 times a day. And, yesterday he texted me that he got an influencer, a YouTube influencer, an Instagram influencer that makes $100,000 a month. He is now advising them on taxes, tax planning. They're his client now from Instagram, and that's putting at least for the year for him $30,000+ in his pocket from one client, because he's posting 3 times a day on Instagram with lead generation tactics, and he's actually spending $0 on ads. He's just spending the money to make the content and then for us to post 3 times a day. Okay, he hasn't even started ads. Things are going to get very scary when he uses a little bit of that cash to boost his posts and take over his whole environment. Okay, so that's, I mean, look, if you go and look at how much money Xero has, then go back to seeing that, yikes, they posted 1 time in December so far, 1 post, and it's December 22nd. Okay, man, some accountants out there, I know you look at books, right? You look at books, or you look at accounting departments. If you have big clients, like my client who's stealing clients from Cone Resnick and other businesses, you look at their accounting departments and you're like, these accountants don't know what they're talking about. These accountants, our books are messy. Come on, we got you, right? That's what you're saying to your clients. And I'm saying their books, they make you want to throw up when you look at them. They say, how did you trust an accountant like this? You get sick to your stomach. And I look at all the big accounting businesses the same way. I would be sick to my stomach if we were in those marketing departments and the company was not actually listening to me, right? So that's what you need to realize here is, where are the best accountants? Are they in the departments, or are they getting advised by the accounting firms? Where are the best accounting marketers? Are they in PwC, helping PwC take over? Or are they at marketing firms trying to advise not only PwC, but other accounting businesses of how to take advantage of the current opportunity? So frankly, that's all I need to say today. That's where I'm going to leave it. The 2019 opportunity is there. I don't need to go tactically how to run ads on this video. All I needed to do was make you realize that even companies like Xero have it wrong. Even companies like PwC have it wrong, not posting multiple times a day because they think that they're fancy, not spending money on $2 CPM swipe up ads, okay, and getting 60-cent follows, all right, so that they can remarket to them. Everyone wants to go do some funky thing where they're stealing emails and then, oh, we stole their email, now we're going to email newsletter them all day and we have them for life. No. Everyone talks about Instagram can go away. Everyone talks about Facebook can go away. Everyone talks about how LinkedIn can go away. But email can go away too. How? Well, people stop looking at the email, or they get pissed off of your newsletter that they actually start resenting your newsletter, all right? Or they change their email. So everyone that's saying that emails are for a lifetime, they're just trying to trick you into buying their marketing course or whatever product they're selling. I have no product to sell you. If you go on my site, there is no way you can spend money with me all of a sudden or sign up for a course. What I really want to do is help accounting businesses. I want to put out the best free accounting marketing content, and I want the email that I got last week where an accountant asks me to review her podcast that she made off of the back of looking at my free content, figuring out that, I should make a podcast. Then it's a podcast about her industry using invoices, right? How do you keep track of, she's telling the entrepreneurs in her space, here's how you keep track of invoices, right? But she says, hey, Juan, can you look at this podcast? I look at it over the weekend, all right? I listen to it, and then I get back to her with an email where I say, yeah, those are really great tips for the entrepreneurs, but they're not going to listen if you don't put context in front of why they should be using that great, amazing tracking invoices tip that you gave. If you don't start off your podcast with building some context and telling them why they should really do that and really making it very obvious to them, then they're not going to be caring about your podcast, and they're not going to know what you say, okay? So context makes them care is basically the free tip that I gave her, because she looked at my podcast, put her own thing into action, and then now she has a podcast of her own coming back to me asking me my advice, and then I'm giving out my advice for free. That is amazing to me. That's exactly how I want to serve the market. And whether you see me or not, you might even see another accounting media company out there offering a media marketing product. guess what? I mean, we're white labeling out to the best. We're white labeling out to the best because we do believe we have the best strategies in the market in a world where other people's podcasts are set up with fake profiles to get you, to trick you on LinkedIn with beautiful women that are actually not human beings but being ran by an old man. All right? Guys, I want you to take care of the 2019 opportunity and go into 2020 sweeping the market because of what you did this year. All right? Now, if you cannot extract the value from this video, then I would highly suggest you pass this video to someone in your organization to where you do think they can extract the value and make it very, very profitable for you, all right? There's a reason JJ, the CPA, makes his people watch my videos. There's a reason that my video about Xero, my podcast about Xero versus QuickBooks got shared by a Xero employee, and then that podcast in 2 days gets 700 plus views, okay? I want the same things that are happening to me privately that I'm not talking about for all the cynics out there to happen for you.